Hi, everybody, and welcome to this part of my channel, which is called Conversations with Susan. I really hope you enjoy this conversation today. I do like to mix it up a bit. And so I have got a really, I would call him an open, loving, soft hearted miracle worker on today. And I really want to introduce you to his energy and his work. So, if you love this video and this interview today, please make sure that you give it a like. You let us know what you love the most, what your biggest takeaway was, and share it with whoever you would like to share it with, because we just want to spread this frequency of love. And the point of these conversations is to reach anyone that feels a sense of resonance with the words that we speak. So thank you so much for joining me on this Conversations with Susan. And I will now introduce you to my guest this evening. His name is Chet. You will see that his name is actually Sisodia. I've got it right, Chet. Have I got it right?
Right.
Sisodia.
Yes.
But he likes to be called Chet. Now, he is sitting in Canada right now. I'm in the UK, but he's in Canada. I'm saying to him, is it not hot? And he's saying it's 24 degrees. For me, that's hot in the UK, but for some reason in Canada, it isn't. So, Chet, welcome to Conversations with Susan. I'm excited to have you on here. Tell us about yourself, and then we'll get into our conversation.
Oh, thank you, Susan. I'm so grateful to be on this call with you, and actually to share my love light to everyone else here. A little bit about myself. I'm actually a miracle child. So my mom prayed for me to have me as a
Mm.
child, and then when I came into this world, I couldn't actually speak until at the age of 5, and
Wow.
I
Yeah.
had learning difficulties, dyslexia, and all these other challenges I had, and not being able to communicate and always feeling angry when I was little sort of implemented the the natural tenacity to keep talking because I didn't talk for 5 years.
Oh, yeah, I would imagine that would be really frustrating, would it, for you?
I was definitely frustrated to a point where I used to bite people's knees
Did you?
and
You
put,
bit. Oh my goodness.
yes, and
Yeah.
then I used to put Coke cans on people's TVs, and
Yeah. So you were really frustrated with
I was
him.
really frustrated coming
Mm.
into the world that I didn't have my voice, I couldn't speak. And then I
Wow.
thought, but now when I reflect on it, it's like, how did my parents deal with me, knowing
Yeah.
that they did everything to bring me into this world, but I
Yeah.
couldn't even
Yeah.
speak my truth. And what really happened was how I got my voice. I remember it like it was yesterday. So this angel turned into a human form. She literally knocked on the door of my house. My house is in the middle of the street, so it's like a 10-minute walk either side to end of the road.
Wow. Yeah.
She knocked in and she asked my mom, "Can I come in and see your son?" And so my mom didn't realize, right? And she had this beautiful emerald green pink sari on.
Wow. Yeah.
And she came in and she gave me a sweet. So imagine now as a mother now, and my dad was at work and my mom's at
Yeah.
home. A stranger knocks on your house and you let them in without knowing them, nothing.
You just wouldn't do that now, right? You wouldn't
Now
do
you
it.
wouldn't.
Yeah.
But my
Yeah.
mom had this inkling, intuition,
Yeah.
say, "Oh, come on
Yeah.
in." And then the lady, the angel who gave me the sweets, as soon as I had the sweets, I said my first 2 words.
Wow.
But I said it as soon as she left the door. I left it, I said, "Football goal." And then my mom looked at me and then she quickly ran to the door. Within 10 seconds of it, she flew off.
What, literally?
Yeah, she literally flew off. So
What, in
my
the
mom opened the
sky?
door. She just flew off. Yeah, my angel flew off. My
Wow.
angel came down to give me my sweet to propel me on my journey.
What was in that sweet?
It was like a hubba bubba sweet. You know
Oh,
those
right.
pink ones?
Wow.
It was two sweets, literally, and it was a sweet of life. It was actually the way I look at it is a
Yeah.
sweet of is a sweet life of my voice.
And the
And that,
sweetness of life. And what,
yes.
and so what, the goal in the football goal, what happened after that?
So then
The
I started
word
to speak
started.
more. The words
Wow.
started to speak more, and I used to, but because I had learning difficulties on top, it was
Yeah.
like delaying, delaying, delaying. So
Yeah.
I still had to catch up 5 years worth of
Sure.
information, content, work, people,
But
concepts.
it's almost like you were, because the sense I'm getting as you're talking about this is it's almost like you were cataloging everything. It was like everything that was happening in the world, you were kind of like storing it in your little filing cabinet, the Akashic Records, like,
Yes, yes,
but like
Akashic Records.
storing it, until it was time for it to come forward.
I absolutely believe that. Now, when I look
Yeah.
back into my Akashic Records, I look at
Yeah.
that at my journey.
Yeah.
It was needed.
Yeah. Yeah.
'Cause even when I was like between 0 to 5, you generally can see your angels.
Yeah. Well, yeah, we've got a baby granddaughter in the house now, and you can tell that she kind of looks above you and things like that, and she's like looking. She's only like 4 months old, and she's looking over you. And we know, that because we're all spiritual here, my kids have been brought up with it. There's
Mhm.
the understanding that she's looking at the guides and she's looking at the angels around you. And my daughter used to do that as well, very much so. Just look outside of her cot and look at people and so on. So, and then they lose it when they go to school, you know?
They do because that's part of the journey. If you
Yeah,
think about the 7 year cycle, it's
yeah,
about the integration of the base, and then you
yeah.
move on and dealing with your new imprints.
Yeah. But I think now, I mean, perhaps with more home ed, in the sense of, people realizing that perhaps school is not for every child, maybe there will be more children, definitely our little one that's coming in, that are not, that are kept their purity, their pure essence of who they are and they're remembering. Yeah.
I also look at the new children of age right now as
Mm,
they don't want to tolerate any of the karmas of the parents. You have to
exactly.
get that in order to have me.
Yeah. Yeah.
I do really
Yeah.
believe that right now, and I really see the consciousness of where that is.
Yeah, that's beautiful. I was literally saying to the community today, Roshni was there as well. We were talking about how we feel, and I don't know how you feel about this chat, but we feel like we're in four, and that we were oscillating between 3 and 4, and now it's 4 into a foot in 5, and then
Yes, it is.
sometimes I really feel like that. I feel like the timelines, and we're recording this on the 26th of August 2026, funny enough, 26/8/26, but we're literally um oh my god, that's 888. I've just thought that's the 888. Isn't that amazing that we're actually
It is.
doing
That's
this
actually that's actually what
conversation?
that's actually my number on my profile, my Instagram profile.
Oh my goodness. And this is Roshni's favorite number as well, the
Yes, it
8. She
is.
loves the 8, yeah. But oh my God, I literally just saw that. So, so as we're talking about this, that we are in fourth dimension, and we're stepping into 5. I don't think there's a lot of 3 left. Like, I think if you've been walking the path, would you say there's not a
Uh,
huge amount of 3 left?
there
Yeah.
isn't much of free left, but hence why everyone has more of a mental breakdown because it's breaking down the old
Yeah.
paradigms
Yeah.
within who we are.
Yeah.
And consciously, in order to live in the new timeline, you need another up level in your spiritual standing,
Yeah.
emotional, mental, and physical.
Yes. A lot of people experiencing physical chat at the
Yes,
moment.
because
A lot
usually
of people.
the physical is always the last element to
Mm,
grow and to break down and
mm,
be like, okay, you can't live like this anymore.
yeah. 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 I was speaking to them today about this because a couple of them in the community are having physical things going on. And I was saying it's almost like your vibration has shifted. And now your physical body, this is how I see it, Your physical body is going, this density doesn't match. Let's get rid of this density by, a cough, a cold, a headache, sweats, or whatever, to
Mhm.
clear it out of the system, right?
Yeah, because that's the indirect way. Because if you don't deal with the emotion that you're, all the trauma you're holding on to
Yeah.
head on, then it comes through your diseases, your coughs, your
Yeah.
aches, and your knee
We
pains,
just
and
have to do a disclaimer here, though, for everybody listening. So, neither you're not a doctor, right, Chet?
no,
No, neither am I. So, we're not doctors and we don't claim to heal or cure. However, what we do notice is patterns, don't we? And we notice
yes,
that emotions, like if we think of energy in motion and we think of dis-ease in the mind and dis-ease in the body. So, we let you think about that, like you who are listening to this, we'll let you think about that and feel into it. But we at no points rather would ever say, you know, don't, go and see your medical practitioner or anything like that. But what we do believe is that nothing is separate, and the mind and the body and the soul is all one consciousness, isn't it?
yes.
Yeah. Yeah. Fortunately, I have to do a disclaimer on my YouTube channel.
It's fine. You have to.
Yeah, yeah, we do. Yeah. Um, but everybody listening to this, I mean, pretty much everybody will understand that, have the consciousness and awareness that we are not separate, that we are oneness and that our mind and our body are one and our soul, right?
Yes, it is.
Messengers,
Yes, hence why, if you think about it, like when we were doing the process earlier on,
which
you
we're going to talk about. Yeah.
it's like you're actually spotting where the emotion is in your body, and you're
Yeah.
pulling that energy out to discuss it, and then
Yeah.
give it, say what you need to say, have forgiveness, and then cut the cord with it, and then move forward. That's
Yeah.
how you relinquish the pains and the densities
Yeah.
in the emotional traumas that like humanity actually live in.
And and so what Chet did before we started recording, so before we went live with this, um, I wanted to have an experience of his work because even though I'd known about him and Roshni actually suggested to talk to him, I felt like I really wanted for you guys, I wanted to experience something. So my subject was my son. So you guys know that I have a daughter and a son, and my son's 17. And there's a thing with me and my son where I kind of overgave. So I brought my children up on my own since he was 11 months old and my daughter was 2, and I was a single parent. So I brought them up and they're obviously adults nearly now. And I was overgiving. So almost like mollycoddling him, like kind of not babying him, but kind of doing perhaps too much for him. And it was pointed out by my daughter and a few other people, her partner. So I said to Chet, this was my subject. And so he took me on a journey. Do you want to explain the journey? And I can speak to it, what I
Yeah.
experienced.
So when we were doing the process of the cord cutting,
Mm,
and when I channeled as well, was that the sun really represented different ray of emotions that she was holding
yeah.
on through him.
Yeah.
Hence the 10 layers that we got through.
It was 10
Was
layers. Yeah.
yes, because before we actually got into cord cutting, I got Susan to do a word association and what that one word
It
is.
was really powerful. Yeah. Yeah.
And the reason why I do that is because I don't want the ego coming in. I want it to come in quick, which is your higher self kicking
Mm,
in. Because
yeah.
as humans, we learn to analyze,
Yeah.
analysis paralysis type of energy towards, and then we then dilute what needs to be worked on.
Hmm.
And then we think,
Well, we try and
oh,
make sense of it, right?
yes,
That's what we do as humans because we've done a really good job at that all our life. So I really like the way you did that, where it was almost like bang, 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 bang. He said a word, so Chet said a word, and then the first thing that came to me, I said, which was really powerful. Then once we'd done that, you said we've actually got 10 layers.
yes, you had
So,
10 layers. Because I got Susan to go, keep going and going. Because I
mm,
want to see what's happening in the psyche, in the
mm,
subconscious.
yeah,
And
yeah.
then through that, we were able to then do the cord cutting and do a deep forgiveness towards her son
Mm, that
and
was beautiful.
the protections and the level of safety, responsibility, the death and the
Mm,
loneliness, sadness that she was holding on to, and to
yeah.
really relinquish the cord that was between her and her son, to then
Mm,
allow her to move forward as a mother, as a healer, as a soul, to really serve
mm,
humanity without any attachments.
yeah. Yeah.
But at the
Because
same time,
go on. No, go ahead. No,
I was
carry
going to
on.
say at the same
Mm,
time, you can hold space without giving up in who you are. So
yeah.
you have peace. So when we replaced the negative emotions,
Mm,
we had freedom, independency, but I wanted peace for her so her heart doesn't shake when something happens to him.
yes. Mm. Yeah, because he recently he's got a seasonal job, right? And he recently got told he's not being taken on for another couple of months, whereas some of them did. And my heart, oh my God, I was just so sad for him. I was like, oh, I just felt really bad for him that he wasn't one of the ones that got taken on. And I was like, oh, I had to kind of really ground myself with it because I didn't want him to think that I was like upset for him. But I did say to him, talk to him about how he's feeling. But now when I think about it, and we will talk a bit more about this process because it was really cool. Now when I think about it, I think obviously I'm still like, as a mother, I still care, but I don't feel the same kind of I need to fix it. Yeah. I don't feel the need to fix it, whereas I really wanted to fix it for him. Yeah.
Yes.
And if I could have done, I would have done.
Yeah,
you know?
100% you would have.
Yeah. Yeah.
But that process was really about
Mm.
you liberating, you having to take full responsibility for him.
Sure. Because I had to check, because,
Yeah,
I was mum and dad at 11
no,
months old for
exactly.
him. Yeah.
But now you're having to empower him by giving him questions to question his validity within who he is and allow
Mm,
him to go off and find in the in wonderment of his own emotions.
yeah. I have done it quite a lot, but I think there was that last little bit where
Mhm.
I was just like, needing to let go of the apron strings. Do you know what I mean? A little bit.
Of
Yeah.
course.
Yeah. But the words that Chet used, the beautiful healing words of forgiveness, etc., etc., these things were just so powerful. And even if you are somebody that doesn't feel like I could feel it and I could clairvoyantly see everything, but you don't have to, do you, Chat? Like it's
No,
not
you don't.
something you have to, which is really great because a lot of people can't, can they?
So usually when I'm going into my code kind, I say see, sense, or imagine.
Mm,
So it allows you to be
mm,
whatever version you are to receive the code cutting as you. So
yeah,
you're not separate from it, you're just one with it.
yeah, yeah,
So the wording was key for me when I'm doing it for whatever where you are, whether it's the start of your healing journey, your
yeah,
immediate or your advance, it doesn't
yeah.
really matter because the wordings
No.
allow you to find your flow within who you are in that moment.
Yeah, that's really beautiful. And that's good to know, isn't it? Like to wherever you are on your journey, if you're listening to this, wherever you are is where you are. And it doesn't matter if you have no idea about healing work. This is an opportunity for you to kind of go and dig in, right, with things that you thought, wow, I have no idea, why this is showing up in my world. Because as we were saying, he showed me something not only about him, but about me, you know, that I was holding on to within me. And I thought that was really interesting, Chat, when there was a bit where the forgiveness was not only about, it was not only about me, but it was about him, but it was also about all the timelines that we'd lived together, which
Yes.
I thought was really interesting because we're forgiving all of the parts of ourselves then, right?
Yes. Hence why
Mm.
I asked for the 10 layers. So then I can then do forgiveness on each layer of the 10 that we went
Mm.
through.
Yeah.
Because sometimes when we do our healing work, we don't know who we might have hurt. So we want
Yes.
to forgive and being sincere in it. So your heart opens,
Yeah. I
you
love that.
surrender into it.
Yeah, I love that. And Chet's giving an opportunity that, you guys that are listening here, well, we will put all the notes and stuff underneath this, but so you can get hold of him. But essentially you can contact him and have a free chat with him. So he's going to
Right.
leave details where, there's no commitment, but it won't be a healing session, but you can talk to him and, just see if it's a fit, right? Because they might have questions that we
They
perhaps
were
don't talk
definitely going to
about
have questions. I
today.
can feel it
Yeah,
already.
yeah. And it might be, something that's just coming to me with my guides is, do you work with, and I didn't ask you this beforehand, so do you work with entities and attachments and things like that? My guides have just popped in there, so I'm just going to ask you that question.
So, as in, do I work with them to
Do you
heal it?
see those? Do you feel like those sometimes come up in sessions?
In my sessions, I see a lot of attachments, a lot of karmic
Yeah,
behaviors, and
yeah.
so I work quite along with the entities. I work with vows and curses,
Yeah, which you did. You
and
said clearing the vows, and you didn't say
yes,
curses with me, but you said vows and
I
contracts.
go.
Yeah,
I only touch it on the cord cutting, but I go
yeah,
deeper
yeah,
into it
yeah.
in its own entities.
Okay. Yeah, yeah, yeah,
So in terms of the wording, so when I go vows, contracts, pacts, agreement, decisions,
yes,
because you don't know
yeah,
what type of communication we've had with all different types of souls.
yes, yeah. That
Hence
makes
why
sense.
I include it. So then when you're say, and I get you to say it because you're the spokesperson for your
Yeah,
journey,
your journey. Yeah,
and then you're
exactly.
then getting empowered to say any vows, contracts, pacts, decisions. You're ultimately saying is anything I said with anything negative, I'm sincerely apologizing.
Yeah, I like that. Mm. Yeah, it's really good. So I mean, I definitely recommend like if you like the sound of what I experienced in a very short, I mean, mine was a very short period of time, but if you have a proper session with chat, I'm sure it'll be longer than that. But if you like the sound of that, definitely get in contact with him and we will put all the details there for you. Just say your Instagram though, because if people are listening to it, perhaps they can continue listening to you, but look up your Instagram. So what's your Instagram?
My Instagram is prof.s.888.
Triple eight, that's right, because the triple eight was there. Okay, brilliant. So if you're listening to that, you can pop onto Instagram and have a quick scroll and find him and maybe ping him a message. So Chet, I loved that. I mean, I loved that experience. I felt, I could see it and I could see the cord between me and my son. And Chet did this really cool thing where you got scissors and the scissors had your name on them. But also, what was the other thing had
So
on it?
what I do, so basically I channel in, so I'm learning about Taoism. So I put
Yeah.
one of the Taos in it called the greatest love.
The greatest love. Yeah. Oh,
Yes,
amazing. Yeah.
engraved in the scissors. So when
In
we
the
do the cut cutting,
scissors.
I thought for you, Susan, I really wanted it more of a ease and grace
Yeah.
of a
Yeah.
cut.
Yeah. It
Sometimes I can do,
was. It was literally tung gone.
yes.
Yeah. It was like so easy. Yeah. Yeah.
And I really wanted it to be very easy and
Yeah.
very like you're just cutting and you're gliding into the cut.
Yeah. That's right. It
Instead
was
of you
very
like,
easy.
oh,
Yeah. It
so and
wasn't sawing it
yeah,
with a pair of blunt scissors. It
yeah,
wasn't like that. Yeah. Yeah. But for some people, it might be different. Is that what you're
yes,
saying?
yes.
So, how is
Sometimes
it for some people?
it varies. It could be scissors, it could be a sword, it could be a lightsaber like Star Wars. It
Oh,
varies from
right.
person to person.
Not like a chainsaw or anything.
Yeah.
It could be
I've
anything.
had,
Right?
but usually it's a golden sword with the name engraved and
Oh,
then
wow.
one of the tendars that comes in the
Sure.
sword.
Yeah, wow. And of course you can work with anyone all over the world, right?
Yes,
So, yeah.
I'm online. I'm accessible
Yeah, you're
in
like
that
literally
sense.
available. Yeah. So tell me about this, the blessings side of things, because when we before we came on the call, you were talking to me about this and that's something that's really dear to your heart, isn't it?
Yeah. So
Mm.
I've got this modality called a Dao blessing that
Dao
allows me
hands blessing.
blessing.
Mm.
So the Dao equals one. Dao
Wow.
is source basically.
Yeah.
So with the Dahans, basically what happens is my heavens team will come down, shine this golden light into one
Yeah.
of your organs where you're having any negative information, any negative
Wow.
karmas with, and start removing as appropriately.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
then through that, when happens is it start clearing the blockages and then allows a miracle to come in afterwards.
Nice. Yeah.
And and because of it, I've been doing like Dahans blessing on horses and land,
Oh,
and
wow.
I'm able to impact and influence at a much greater level.
Yeah. We need that, don't we, with the land and with nature, Mother Earth.
Yes, and
Mm.
me being in Canada right now,
Mm.
how the land is, it used to belong
Right.
to indigenous
Yeah.
tribes.
Hmm.
And I have to do a forgiveness when I step onto the land before I go into
Mm.
it because I don't want to upset
Yeah. Yeah.
Gaia, knowing that
Mm.
I'm on stolen land.
Yeah. Wow.
So I have to have that consciousness when I go in, I do my forgiveness. Then, because of it, I'm able to just feel expansive and free because I've
Yeah.
honored the land.
Yeah. Before you've done it. Is it similar to, if you go to a tree, like I've always taught my children this, that if you ever cut a branch off a tree or do anything like that, um, just to always let the tree know, let the honoring of the tree and the honoring of the plant or the flower or whatever it might be. Is it like
Yeah,
that? Like you're
it is
honoring the
because,
land?
yes, exactly.
Mm,
And if you think about trees, because if you're gonna take something off, you can talk to
mm.
the tree, and the solar tree will go to a different network. So then it knows it doesn't need to be there to hold that pain.
Wow. Just rewind that. Do that
Yeah.
again.
So
Yeah.
just imagine the tree is going for like it's being cut off. If you actually talk to the
Yeah.
tree, look, we're having to cut the tree because the land's
Yeah.
been bought by said owner. You talk to the tree 24 hours. The tree, the soul of the tree will then go migrate to somewhere
Yeah.
else where it's
Okay.
needed. And by you doing that, you're honoring the soul of the tree. And you
Yeah.
think Gaia now is then placing the tree, the soul of the tree to somewhere else where it's needed.
So what happens if you don't do that?
Well, what happens is it's like by you not honoring the tree, some you might take on that karmic aspect of it.
Ah, see, yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, yeah. Or at least there would be, because I feel definitely in this fourth and coming into fifth, but this fourth dimension is about 100% do not take any life, right? And I feel like it is. I don't know why I feel that so strongly at the moment, but it's not the taker of life. Yeah, we don't take life. So that doesn't mean you can't, you're not going to eat, or if you choose to eat animals, that's fine. If you choose to be, I'm vegetarian, but if you happen to eat meat, that's fine. Like my family do that, it's fine. But I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that if you are um, killing something, for the sake of killing it, because there's sport, right? People kill
Hmm.
animals and things for sport. Um, I don't think that's very good for your karma,
No, it's
you
not.
know.
So that's why we do deep level forgiveness and have the
Yeah,
consciousness. If you're gonna have to it, give honor it, create a sacred ceremony, a
yeah,
mini one within your head to
yeah,
acknowledge it.
yeah,
At
yeah,
least what happens is your Akashic records knows that you honored that part.
yeah.
Because
Is that the
everything's
same as
recorded.
blessing? Like blessing your food, like blessing your
Yes.
water, blessing everything. Chat, can I talk to you about something? I know I appreciate your time, so it's not loads more time, but what do you feel about the frequency of what we eat?
So
My
here,
guides are really like pushing you
yeah, yeah.
today. Sorry about that.
Don't be sorry. Don't apologize.
No, I'm joking.
Channel
I'm
watching.
joking. Sorry. Yeah. So,
Okay.
what do you feel
So
about that?
when I, so what happens is the reason why they're bringing it up because your vibration of your food will actually dictate of how you're feeling, and the
Yeah.
karma that's in your blood, in your DNA, starts to rewire.
Ah,
So
see.
that's why, like, when you're doing your healing work, you still need to eat, but what food are you eating?
Yeah.
What consciousness of the food are they holding anger, but you're eating anger without you knowing it was butchered in
Yeah.
that. Because
Yeah.
there's
Yeah.
always karma with everything, but it's about you being conscious of how to offset it so it doesn't affect you
Yeah.
wholly.
Is that why do you think I chose it was kind of almost a reaction. I just said, you know, one day I woke up and I went, I just can't eat meat and fish anymore. And it was weird because I'd kind of started to tail it off, but not really. And I was still eating fish. And then one day I just woke up and I was just like, can't do it anymore.
Yeah, because the frequency where you
Three
need
and
to
a half
go.
years ago. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not
Yeah.
surprised because if you
Yeah.
think about your frequency, if you're the higher you go, you channel different frequency that doesn't allow you to
Right.
eat certain substance, certain food
Yeah.
groups
Yeah. Yeah.
because it needs you to be in the purest. But everyone's going to be different,
Wow.
and
Yeah. Yeah.
you
Yeah.
have
Yeah.
to
Yeah. Yeah.
gauge into it.
Yeah. That's
'Cause that
fascinating though,
because you
isn't
get
it?
healers who need meat, they need that
Yeah.
protein, and
Yeah.
then you get those souls who need to be pure vegetarian, and then you get those in between where they're pescatarian, and
Well, my
it
guys were
varies.
saying to me for such a long time, just green, just green. I'm like, listen, I'm not just going to eat green. Like, that is so boring. I'm going to eat other things as well. But they kept saying to me all the time, just plants, just plants. So I'm in this lovely little deal with them, you know, where I'm not just plants, but I'm vegetarian. Yeah,
And that's
which works
fine.
well for me.
And the reason why they're saying that to you is because they want you to open your heart even more,
Yeah, yeah,
hence
yeah.
the green plants.
Yeah, yeah. And I eat loads of green plants, so that's good. Yeah. Oh, bless you. So, chat is that because I'm aware of your time. I'm okay for time, but I'm aware of your time. So, is there anything else, or is there a message that you want to give my audience, you know, from your higher
My
self?
so when I channel is you are not your emotions,
Yeah.
but your job is to understand the emotions and shift the energy in order for you to thrive in who you are.
Mm,
And the scarcity that you're holding right now is the illusion that you and your ancestors have been holding on to. That when I also channel is that the scarcity that you're holding on to is it doesn't serve you anymore, where it doesn't serve your heart and soul or your families,
mm.
and is asking you to become more in who you are. But in order to do that, you have to surrender
And let go of those emotions that
and
people are holding on
attachments.
to and the attachment to outcome,
Yes,
right?
attachments to the outcome, but attachment to the pain. Because what
Attachment to
happens is people
pain.
love, when I channel, is people love to hold on to the dense stuff because they know how to deal with the denseness and the
Yeah.
cycle of it. But if
Okay.
you're going to a new light, this is brand new. I don't know how to deal with it. I have to learn a whole new program. And that changes the concepts within the psyche,
Yeah. Yeah.
which is
And
even
so
more
does that
scary.
fear that comes up, the fear then of letting go, which is
Yeah.
3D, right? Yeah. Yeah. Very old. Yeah. Old stuff. And I loved what you said there about the ancestors because, you know, I think we're here to break, not me and you, but I mean everyone's here to break the mold of that. You
Yeah, the
know, we're
cycles.
here to break that mold. Yeah. Yeah.
No, we are, because if we don't break it, then we end up in that cyclical cycle for the next
Mm,
100 years. And then
yeah. So, last question. They're really on fire here today. What do you believe the fifth dimension looks like?
well, it's a warriorship mentality when I channel the 5D, because it's asking you
Mm,
to face your fears and deal with it head on and not scapegoat it and deal with it 10 years down the line.
yeah.
It's asking us to really stand in the warriorship of light, to face it on, even if we don't know the answers will channel through us, through it in the moment.
Hmm.
That's
Hmm.
that, then that creates the embodiment of if I can face this, I can face that. If I
Yeah.
can face this, And the key thing we need is discernment and courage.
I love that you said discernment, actually. So I think more and more people are realizing that they are needing to discern with situations and things that appear to be outside of them, but discernment with people,
Discernment with
places.
people,
Yeah,
vibrations, food,
yeah,
what type of people you want around you, what type of
yeah,
vibration you want.
yeah,
Because if you
yeah,
think
I
about
agree.
when you think about people who are wealthy, they have a rich mindset. It's a
Yep,
vibration.
yeah, I agree with you.
Actually, Susan, did you know that the word luxury actually means light?
Luxury.
Yeah, it means light.
Wow.
So if you think about these high-end brands, they
Luxury
have light.
brands.
Yeah, they're light. They light brands. They're literally like, that's why they can charge for their name of X amount because they know their self-worth. And plus, if you think about each of their shops, they have feng shui or bring a prosperity in.
Yeah,
But
like
because we don't,
Chanel or something like that.
yes,
Yeah.
yes. So we put that same level of emphasis in our own surname, our own astros. Where can we bring in the light? How can we bring in that luxury energy? What
Yeah.
embodiment are we wearing with our clothes, our
Yeah.
food, how we act?
Yeah. Yeah.
So those things come into the vibration in the 5D.
So act as if you are luxurious.
Yes, but then you're also dealing with anything that's in your 3D, your fears and your
Yeah.
anxiety. You're dealing with it there and then. And even you have to cry and it's ugly, go for it. It's no point
Yeah.
you holding on to something that doesn't really serve you.
Yeah. Yeah. And so just closing here, but going back to the piece of work that Chet did with me, the piece of healing work, um, that bit with my son was not only disservice to me, but it was disservice to him. And so the both of us will be free from that. And that is really beautiful because so you're not only doing this work that you do for yourself, you're also doing it for everybody else that is connected to it.
Yes. So
Mm.
what you're doing, you're detaching from the timelines that you've had to
Yeah.
interject, had to come in and be the savior.
Yeah. Yeah. Amazing. Chat, thank you so much for being
You're
on
welcome,
Conversations with
Susan.
Susan. It was really fun and I really, really appreciate you. And people will get in contact with you. We'll put the notes underneath this episode. And lots of love to you. And thank you so much for being here.
Thank you,
Thanks,
Susan.
everybody. Thanks, everybody. Thanks for joining us on Conversations for Susan. And I really love it that you love this channel. Please let me know what you would like to see on here and ask, and it is given. Much love for now.